Guys, I have got the brand new Hobbywing 5690 G2 1250 kV motor. In this video, we are gonna put it in this 30-pound beast of a truck, and it is going to be pushed to the absolute limit. Before we do that though, let's take a closer look at this motor. In the box, you get the motor, a manual for the motor, and some 8mm bullets so you can connect this to the new G2 Max 5. This motor is a new censored 5690 motor. It's the successor to the 5687. I've had that 5687 in a bunch of different vehicles and it does really well. I've got really high hopes for this as well. I'm not sure it's gonna be able to handle the 30-pound weight of that Outcast, but we're gonna find out. Before we do, let's open this thing up and see what's inside. Front end bell off, and we can see that there is a nice big beefy bearing in here, and this is a sealed bearing, which is really nice to see. You can also see NSK on here. That means this is a name brand bearing and should last a good long time. I've also got some balancing putty in here, so this is a balanced rotor. Anytime you're pulling one of these apart, make sure you pay attention to the stack up of bushings and springs. This is the part I'm really curious about. Let's see what this sensor setup looks like. Now on the back side, we just have a shielded bearing. That's okay because as you can see here, this entire back side has an O-ring on it, so this is all sealed. Really nice to see the attention to detail on waterproofing in this motor. A lot of waterproof motors that you see, like this one here, they say they're waterproof, but you've got shielded bearings, no seals, and if you get water in those bearings, it is going to destroy them. This looks genuinely waterproofed. Pulling the rotor out, we can see we have an 8mm shaft on here. These magnets don't have that really cool metal shielding that you see on some of the new Hobbywing motors. These have the classic Kevlar wrapping. And then you can see the magnets back here, as well as some balancing on this end. Taking a closer look at this, we can actually see the sensor set up. Each one of these little chips here is a magnetic sensor. And then we've got a chip for communication. On here will also be a temperature sensor. I'm not sure which chip that is, but overall, looks very well done. We've got the cable potted in here so that water intrusion shouldn't be a problem. Let's get this back together and installed in the truck. Here we go, guys. That's what your solder connection should look like. Can this new motor handle this 30-pound truck? Let's go outside and find out. Well, so far, guys, I'm really impressed with this little motor, but I've got some more abuse for it. As you may have noticed, this thing's geared pretty conservatively for 8S, and there's a good reason for that. This ESC can do 10S, and I want to see if this motor can take 10S. Now, this is a stupid thing to do. Don't use dissimilar batteries, and this motor is not rated for 10S, but I want to see what it's like. Now, if you enjoy seeing me do stupid things with my stuff, so you don't have to, make sure you get subscribed, because we do this kind of stuff all the time. All right, let's go see what happens. All right, guys, this motor is absolutely awesome. Even on 10S with no fan on it, bashing this 30-pound dry truck, it still barely got over 170 degrees. As you can see, this thing must be super efficient. I've had bigger motors on smaller cars that got hotter than this even with a fan. If you put this in a car that weighs a reasonable amount and you put a fan on it, you should have no problem with heat basically no matter what you throw at it. Now I will say, I don't think 10S is what you should throw at it. I'm not sure if it was the ESC or the motor or both, but it really did not like starting off on 10S. I had no problems on 8S, but 10S was just hesitation city, so avoid 10S on this setup. It's not rated for it, so you shouldn't be doing it anyway. Anyway guys, this is an awesome motor. If you've been thinking about getting one, get one. It's so nice not to have such a long motor that's gonna bend your motor mount, add extra weight to your car, and still be powerful enough to do everything you want it to do. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and check out this video.